Hello, and thank you so much for serving in the kindergarten through 5th grade classrooms on this Sunday, October 5th, 2023. I'm going to give you a quick walk through the lesson. Before I do that, in case you haven't had a chance to check out the lesson plan, I'm just going to show you all 3 pages. So if you want to pause it to read it, you can. So here's page 1. It is 3 pages this week. So let me flip it. This is page 2. And this is page 3. All right, so I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough. I won't go through everything, but I will go through the things that are different this week. So our stuff at the beginning is the same. What is different is this week our worship song is going to be Oceans. You can find that by going onto our YouTube app, click on Lindsay on the Oaks playlist, and then you will find the Oceans video. And at that point, 3rd through 5th graders will go upstairs after worship. Our memory verse for this month is Proverbs 9, 10 through 11. So this week we are on week 2. Which is, for by me, your days will be multiplied and years will be added to your life. So if you're downstairs, you're going to add some of the missing words. If you are upstairs, you're going to write that entire thing. And then this is something new that we started at the end of last month. Instead of just taking prayer requests, we're going to be using our tacos prayer strategy, which is where they focus on thankfulness, adoration, confession, others, and self. The others and self is kind of like takes them back to the prayer requests, but the other pieces of it are just other important parts of praying to God. And so what I recommend is maybe giving an example and then choosing on 1 or 2 kids to think of a way that something that they are thankful for, something that shows adoration for God, a sin that they don't mind sharing with the group, something for others, prayer requests for others, prayer requests for themselves. Just take 1 or 2 of each of those and then guide them through a prayer that includes those 5 pieces of the tacos prayer strategy. And then you're going to pray the Lord's Prayer together. This is going to take some time. We introduced it back in August, and we're going to do it every week for the next several months just to kind of help them get focused that prayer isn't just making a laundry list of things that you want or need, but it's the other pieces of it too, things that we are thankful for, things that we adore God for. So those are just other important pieces. So then we have our lesson. This week it is in the Gospel Story Bible. We did restart that in case if you haven't been here. So we finished the New Testament and we're back to the Old Testament. We're on lesson 3, Adam and Eve disobey God. So that is on pages 6 and 7 of the book, which you will see right here. Adam and Eve disobey God. So you're going to read through this story. If you are upstairs, you're going to pass the book around the circle and let the kids take turns reading the paragraphs for you if they are comfortable with reading it. But if you are downstairs, you're going to read the pages out loud to them, and then you're going to read the summary. So this is something that is new that I started last month. You're going to read the summary about the story and then go over the questions and then do the memory verse together again one more time. We have been struggling with actually memorizing the memory verse each month, and so we need to really put the time into it each week to help them to be practicing it. So I kind of put it in a couple places in the lesson plans every week. So then the follow-up for the story is that if you are downstairs, you have a craft this week. So K through 2, these are the materials that you're going to receive. So you have a direction sheet right here. And then this is an example craft of what it can look like when it's done. We do not have these words printed. We're going to have the kids write this themselves with marker before they color, because if you try to do the marker on top of the crayon, it's not going to work. So the first thing I would pass out the foot, and on the dry erase board, right in the end, Jesus will win. So they can copy that onto their foot, and then they can get their scissors out and cut that out and cut their snake out. They're going to cut the full circle, and then they're going to follow the solid black line. Do not let them cut the dotted lines, because that's just kind of to mark a pattern on the snake. And so then it's kind of to show the heel of the foot on the snake. So when they are done decorating both, then they're going to glue their foot onto the snake, so the snake can still unwind, but the foot is going to be glued onto the snake. And so that's what you're doing downstairs. If you are upstairs, you're going to be weeding. So there are some scripted things here. You can follow the script if you want, kind of talking about battling the weeds in our lives, like the sin in our lives that was introduced by Adam and Eve. We had a student last week who brought up the idea that sin, like some plants and some weeds, isn't a native species, right? This wasn't how God intended it. And so, like, to get rid of weeds, we need to really dig deep to the root to try and get rid of them. But the fact is, it's always going to be there. We're going to struggle against it our entire lives. And so take them take them outside while you are upstairs. There are gloves up there in the classroom, so they'll each need to put on a pair of gloves to do the weeding. And so they'll do that weeding. Make sure you have your phone turned on so that you know when it is time to return downstairs. And everything else about dismissal is the same. If you have any questions about this week's lesson, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm so happy that you are serving this week. We're so grateful for you guys and for all that you do in our kids' lives. And we will see you on Sunday. Thank you. Bye.